Hi, I'm Tom D, and in this video I want to show you how to search for the fields in Elasticsearch that were not indexed. Let's start. First step is to start Elasticsearch. Visit my blog toughcoding.net. Here you can see the button search and search for secure Kibana Elastic. You can see article Secure Kibana with Docker Compose super easy. Click on that. Go directly to the project structure and you have the zip package that you can download to your local PC. Once unzip, you can open it in Visual Studio, for example. Here you can see the project structure. You can check out this article and the tutorial to understand what's going on here. But in this tutorial, I want to describe how to search the fields that were not indexed. So let's skip that part and start Elasticsearch cluster. Start Docker Compose cluster. Here you can open the terminal and start cluster by executing this script. You can see the message that Elasticsearch cluster started with status green, and now you can see the Kibana is starting. After a while, you can see that no new logs appear, so you can go to the Kibana itself. You can access Kibana by going into HTTPS localhost and port 5601. Click on Advanced, proceed to localhost, and log in with Elastic as username and password 123456. Go to the DevTools. Close it, clear it up. Now Elasticsearch is started, Kibana is up and running. So I can show you the next step. In the next step, you load test data so you can work on it. The test data you can get from another article. Search non-indexed text field in Elasticsearch. Here you can see the load test data section and you can basically copy that commands. Select all and execute it. Both are okay. So I can show you the next step. But before going that, I want to show you what will happen if you try to find particular color, because the color field is not indexed here. So if you type get apples underscore search, now in the search body, let's have a query term. And we are looking for the field color and we are looking for value. Let's see, here's a red value. Okay, let's go for red. And you don't have any result here. Although, okay, apple name, it should be color, sorry. You can see this exception here that cannot search on field color since it is not indexed. So basically you don't have the results. You have this problem here. How to solve it? The solution simply is to create runtime field using the painless language. In the same article, you can copy the example here. Go to the DevTools. As you can see here, it's accessing the source. The source is original form of document that is not indexed. It's kept in the Elasticsearch, but searching through it is not efficient. Therefore, you want to avoid that. Keeping the source is useful because if you want to reindex the data, you can do it because of the existence of the source. And here, for example, you can use it to access the fields through the source with the painless script. As you can see, there is a runtime mapping defined for example, this is red. It's checking the field color and trying to compare it with red value. If it's true, then it returns the value true and assign it to the field is red. And then you are doing the query term on that field, right? And here is a selection what should be in the response. So these two fields should be in the response. Actually, there are only two fields, so it doesn't matter, but just in case you have more fields, you can filter them out like this. Okay, as you can see there, the result is like that. Two documents return that has this value red in a color field. And as you can see here on example data, that's true. What about final fix? This is a small amount of data. It's taking very less to execute in a second. Actually, it's a millisecond here. So it's not a problem to use that solution with the runtime mappings. But if you have millions of records, it can go up to the seconds, the execution of each query, which is very, very slow in Elasticsearch standard. Therefore, the final solution will be to basically reindex that documents into the new index with the new mapping. So you need to create the mapping definition. So here is an example of such command that apples v2 when you have a properties apple name type keyword and color this time doesn't have a parameter index set as false because default is true. So here the index, like it was, for example, okay, let's go here. Here the index was false. And here the index is not mentioned and default value is true. So for example, if you're using that command, okay, you can type index and set to true. So this is default value, but it will be more visible for you to understand that there's nothing hidden here. The index is true. So color field now is going to be indexed under the index apples underscore v2. So you have an index, but it's empty. So let's reindex the data to that index. You can copy paste this command from the article. Here's a button to copy. And you can simply execute it. You can see that created 5, because there are 5 documents. There are 0 conflicts, no failures. This is a successful operation. So now if you go back to the query, term query that you ran at the beginning and you change the index to the newly created index, you can see the results, right? So you search this one, which is working fine because of the runtime mappings, and you can also use standard query without using runtime mappings. This is the ultimate solution. If you have the document that certain fields are not indexed, on a temporary basis you can use runtime fields and it will work fine, but it's very slow. So if you want to get the benefit of using Elasticsearch document database and have the queries in the milliseconds, then you need to switch to the final solution, that is to create the new index with the new mapping that has this field indexed and do the reindex. API call, reindex the document to the new index, and then search on the new index. Thank you for watching that video. I'm sure now you will start to use this technique and it will help you in your project. If you want to get more knowledge about Elasticsearch, I prepared special courses for you. Here you can check them out. If you go to the toughcoding.net page, you can see the tab course, and I'm working really hard to release that finally. There will be a course platform that I'm developing, and you can enjoy the courses over there and get more knowledge about Elasticsearch. Have a nice coding. Bye.